All right. Welcome to the Draftaholics, where we draft any and everything. I'm kind of hungry, guys. This topic that we got going on tonight, it's making me hungry. I haven't eaten dinner yet, and now I'm already thinking about what I'm going to eat after. And it's because we're doing the all-time desserts list tonight. That's what we're doing tonight.
Let's go.
So
Get
I'm
your
Doug
sweet
By.
tooth ready.
Here with Joey G Money, Mike Rossi. We got Tommy in the house. How's everybody
Come
feeling?
on, boys.
Everybody feeling good?
Oh yeah,
I'm ready. I'm
after
about
this
ready
hot
for
day
dessert.
too.
I'm interested to see what the Midwest likes to eat after dinner.
Yeah, okay, you'll see. You'll see.
All right, we don't have any categories tonight, right? No subcategories. That is the category. We're just doing desserts. We're not going to be too strict with this. Yeah, it's going to be chaos, I hope. Should be fun. So prior to the draft, we already did the draft order. It's going to be myself, then Tom, then Mike, then Joe. Mike, you got anything else to add?
Fishy how often I'm last lately, isn't it, Doug?
It is. It's becoming more and more noticeable.
It's so funny.
Like real noticeable.
Joe, this has got to be 3 or 4 episodes in a row where we just spin a wheel. Let's just call it what it is. I just take a wheel, I spin it on my phone, but 4 times in a row, I think now you've been last. That's incredible.
Nobody witnesses this wheel spinning.
You know, I was just going to say that too, Joe. We used to have videos of the wheel. We don't get those anymore.
And now it's recorded. It's not recorded anymore, and I'm last every time.
I stopped recording because I realized I could just re-record something until I got my way. So there's no point of the recording. So
I figured you were doing all along anyhow. So, all right, we ready to go?
I'm ready.
Are you ready to go? You're first, bro.
I am very ready to go.
Guys, guy's never been more ready for anything.
Never been more ready. I'm a big dessert guy. We were talking about it a little bit before the show. I might be a little bit of a simplistic dessert guy, though. Tommy, you were saying you were as well. Because once I like something, I like it, and I stick to it for the most part. I'll try other stuff because I'm not a snob about food, but man, once I get the stuff I like, I'm all in.
I feel like you're a simple man in general, Doug. I don't find you too eccentric, really, with things.
Good. I'll take that as a compliment, Joe. All right, so I'm going homemade chocolate chip cookies. That is where I'm going. That's my 1-1. Now I have to have a glass of milk with it. I'm not eating a dry homemade chocolate chip cookie. I gotta have a glass of milk to dunk that cookie in. But what's better than that? Out of the oven, the smell, they're all gooey and hot, and what's better than that?
I'll tell you what's better than a homemade chocolate chip cookie. A Subway chocolate chip cookie.
Those
are pretty good.
Subway chocolate chip cookie.
They're good, but they're not better.
Perfect.
They're good.
They're perfect.
They do it right at Subway.
You're eating some bad homemade cookies if Subway is better than your homemade chocolate chip cookies.
They're so good, man. They're so good.
I don't necessarily think I just think Subways are that good. Like for a fast food chain who specializes in Subways, like sub sandwiches, to have such good cookies also, like, okay, good for you.
This is a local chain.
They used to be.
Subway is not a local chain, but this is a local chain. Greg's in Rhode Island here. That they make amazing. They're massive chocolate chip cookies. They're. Have you guys had them? Joe,
no,
Mike,
no. Joe, no. Doug, are you super chunky chocolate chips?
I'm
just everything. Normal.
Again, I'm not a snob when it comes to my chocolate chip cookies.
I'm not big on the chunks, man. I like the regular chips. I'm not a big chunks guy.
I'm with you, Joe. I'm with you.
I like them both. I'm not going to discriminate.
I'm with you, Doug. As long as the chip to cookie dough ratio is good, whether it's a chunk or a chip, I'm good with it.
100%. Well said.
There you go.
All right. That'll segue into you, Tom.
That was a good one. That was a good number 1 pick. I knew that'd be going quick and early. And I got to give a shout out to my wife because my wife makes chocolate chip cookies just the other day, and she has perfected the recipe. She's not really that much of a cook, but man, can she bake?
So I was just gonna say that about my wife. She can't bake for shit, which is a good thing. I'd be 300 pounds.
There you go. You found that trade-off, right?
But she's a good cook.
So,
yeah.
I very much appreciate my wife's trial and error to where she's at today. So, nice. For me, sorry for tapping there, Mikey. For me,
you're fine. You're fine.
When you said desserts, instantly I think of summer. Like to me, summer is the best time to have a dessert after a long day. And to me, nothing is more summer a dessert than when you take 2 graham crackers,
Oh
a
man, you did
little
it.
bit of marshmallow,
Wow.
and now see, like my whole life, I grew up with Hershey's, right? Putting Hershey's chocolate on there. It wasn't until I was like 33 years old that someone was like, "Have you tried a Reese's on there too?" Oh my God, is that even better? So I'm gonna have to go with s'mores as my first pick. I just think there's nothing more summer or American than a s'mores dessert around a campfire.
That's a good pick.
So
It's a good pick.
s'mores,
You piece of shit. Because I thought there was no chance Mike was going there first round.
No,
And
I'm not a big s'mores guy.
I had s'mores already written down in my second round. I had my 2 picks written down already because I was like, nobody's taking these in the first round. And you just killed everything, Tom.
I am thankful that Mike has rigged this so that way
Pretty,
you are last every time. So I
Hey,
got what I wanted.
I'm not gonna lie, not happy that you subbed in for Andy tonight. Not happy one fucking bit.
Wait. All right. Well, I appreciate that.
Andy wasn't going s'mores, that's for sure.
No,
way Andy
that's
goes
why I'm
s'mores.
mad. I love
Yeah.
Tom, but now I don't like him anymore tonight.
I think the thing with
Understand.
s'mores too is it's about the experience. Like that's a big part of that.
No,
Right.
Sitting around the fire.
It's experience, but like Tom said, it's so we spent a night. My brother bought Kit Kats, peanut butter cups, lit chocolates, and we were making all different types of s'mores. I've even made them with like Oreos instead of the graham crackers. It's fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
I've heard about all this
So
stuff.
good.
I haven't tried it. I haven't tried the Reese's.
Oh, dude,
with
you're
it,
missing
and I
out,
love
man.
Reese's.
It's because you're
it's
you're a
so
basic
good.
man.
'Cause
Doug.
I'm
You're
simple.
very
You don't
basic.
think about
You're
it. You don't
simple.
think about
No,
it.
you don't. You don't. But the
Because
thing is,
usually
with,
they put the s'more stuff together and it's the Hershey's, the
Yeah,
marshmallow,
exactly.
and the graham crackers, you know? But
they tell
it's
us what
worth
to
it.
do.
Now-
This is how you do it, and that's it. Go
All right,
ahead.
this is an important question when it comes to a s'more. How do you like your marshmallow roasted, Tom?
So I hate it. I almost said I hate the people who like it burnt, but I don't. Lots of people out there love y'all. But
I hate them.
I can't do it charred. It just has to be nice and
Yeah,
toasted and warm, so that way when I put it onto the chocolate or the Reese's, that it then melts it into one big gooey bite.
It's
But
the
people
golden.
who put
The
it
golden is
black
what it's
and then
called.
like
Yeah.
light it on fire and then try to eat it. I'm like,
There's-
why
there's-
don't you just get charcoal and put that on there? That's disgusting.
There's one answer. The answer is golden. If it's a little less than that, as long as it's gooey, it works. But
Right.
golden is the answer.
There
People
are a
who
lot
like
of people
light
that
the
like
thing
it that
on
way, though.
fire and then
Yeah.
blow it out and it's black. No, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're,
That's
you're a
crazy. That's
psycho.
crazy.
You are
I don't
a
need
psycho.
Charizard making my s'mores. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Tom, your son was when I just went and visited Tom. We were doing some s'mores in the backyard. He was lighting that thing on fire, letting it burn for a while, blowing it out. I slept with one eye open the whole time. I was like, I don't
He's a
trust this
psycho.
kid.
You don't know. You don't know.
All right, Mike, where you going to your first pick? Good
All
pick,
right,
Tom.
so
Thank you.
as everyone knows by now, I have a point system. I did mine a little differently this time. So I asked my family what they rate 40 different desserts. So I 1 through 10, I gave the rating. My son Keegan, my son Nolan, and my wife Kristen, they all gave their rating 1 through 10. I added those all together, and the number one pick, and not because of me, I gave this an 8. So it's not my number one, but Keegan, Nolan, and Kristen all gave this a 10. I'm going brownies.
Okay.
Apparently,
yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, I love brownies, and this is going to be good as a first round pick. It's going to go far. It's not going to get eliminated early. There's no way a brownie doesn't get eliminated earlier, but it's not the best dessert. And sometimes, for me, I'm not a nuts in my brownies guy. I just want a regular brownie. The nuts kind of ruin it for me. So there's certain ways that a brownie can be ruined. That's why I gave it an 8. But consensus had it at number 1 for me.
I think that's kind of what makes a brownie good, though, is how versatile it can be. I think
So,
a regular old brownie is kind of boring to me, and I'm not a just regular old chocolate brownie guy. I need the nuts in it.
I am.
It's something like that. Have you guys seen Buckeye brownies? Have you guys seen that at all?
No.
Check out Buckeye brownies. Those things are amazing. My wife actually got them for me for my birthday. What?
You brought this up in another episode before.
I probably did. They're massive, dude. They're huge brownies, and they just like layer it with stuff. Like they'll have Oreos in the brownie. You know, they'll put Girl Scout cookies inside the middle of the brownie. Like they're cheating a little bit, obviously. Like all of a sudden, that's not so much a brownie anymore, but they're amazing.
Brownie, I think brownie is going to be at least Elite Eight. I think people in general, the consensus on them is with your family, it's going to be high. And I like the cream cheese brownies. I like when people mix in the cream cheese
I
with
don't like
them.
that either, Tom.
And
But
here's a real
gross.
question. Is anybody a psycho like me and loves the corner piece? Because I'm a corner guy.
I like a corner.
the crunch edge.
I do like a corner.
I like
actually.
to have a little
I'm
bit
an
of the
edge.
crust. Yeah.
but not a corner.
I'm an edge. I like 1/3. I mean 1/4 to be that crust, but not a half of it. Not half of the.
That's psycho
guy.
talk right there, Joe. Half. All right, Joe, you got 2 picks, man.
Yeah. So first pick. We're going me. This is me. I don't care what people vote on, as we saw in fucking pet peeves. But the typical guinea that I am, give me a nice tiramisu at the end of my meal.
I told you, Doug.
Yeah, you called
And there's nothing fucking better than me. I love the creamy texture. I like airy, fluffy desserts like that. A little bit of coffee and liqueur mixed together. It's just fucking dynamite, man. There's nothing like, we live in Rhode Island. There's tons of Italian food, tons of Italian restaurants, and it's just the perfect way for me to cap off that dinner at the end of the night.
Yeah, no, Mike called it earlier today. Actually, he figured that was going to be one of your first 2 picks.
Let's see if I get the other one right.
With you being so Italian, that's what he said. That's how he put it.
Oh yeah, I bet you I know what the second one's gonna be
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead,
Well,
Joe.
should we just roll right into it then? I guess.
Sure. I'll mark it down.
It probably is going to be what Mike. I'm guessing we're staying on the same theme. So if that's it, then we're good. But leave the gun. Take the cannolis, because we're going cannoli with the second pick.
you.
Yeah,
that you still get that creamy texture, but you get that crunch of the outside shell. Same type of thing though. You can be a little versatile with it. You could do different type of fillings, like you could do a pistachio filling and get some of the nuts on the outside that they'll dip it in. Sometimes you dip it in chocolate. The shell could be dipped in chocolate, but it's just another classic texture, nice dessert. And sometimes you can just get one at a restaurant. It's just something light, just to hit the sweet spot.
Yeah, no, they're great. I love them. It's a good pick. What do you guys say, Mike?
I was talking to Doug earlier, and he had the first pick, so I can talk to him. And I was like, I'm scared of Joe. I almost picked cannoli first because I was like, there's no way it comes back to me. Joe's going tiramisu, he's going cannoli. I knew that was happening. But I have to follow. I did this point system for a reason, and I have to follow consensus. And brownies was consensus 1, so I had to pick it. So I sacrificed the cannoli. So you're welcome, Joe.
Listen,
you're welcome.
Hey, listen, Rossi. You pick to win. I pick for what I like, and I go by my thing. So that's what should have happened, and what's right took place.
We'll see how Italian-based our fan base is after this draft.
Right. Mike, where's that place that we went in Boston? Where was that?
Mike's Pastry we went to.
Yeah. Oh, those. Oh, you're saying for the cannoli? Those big ass cannolis. Yeah. Those things are delicious, man.
Yeah, my wife very much enjoyed it. I still, like I said, I'm with Doug. Like, if I go somewhere, it's not something I like. I think I got a chocolate chip cookie when at this like world renowned cannoli place, because I'm not about that life.
Because the chocolate chip cookie is gonna work. You're not gonna be let down.
It's gonna slap. Yeah, it's hard to mess it up. Ask Subway.
That's exactly.
There you go.
If they can do it, anybody can do it.
All right, so
second pick,
I left my favorite dessert to come around because I didn't think Joe was going to pick it. It's not number 2. Actually, chocolate chip cookies was number 2 on my consensus here. This is number 6 on my consensus, but I'm not leaving this draft without it. I'm going cheesecake. If it's on the menu anywhere, I'm getting it. That's my go-to. Is a nice cheesecake. I don't know. Do I have to specify? Or do I just go cheesecake?
No, you get cheesecake.
I think you can have them all personally.
You get cheesecake.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So my birthday was Saturday. And my wife, I purposely didn't mention this when you guys said that somebody was a good baker. Who's a good baker? Was it Brittany? Is a good baker?
Yeah, Brittany's a good baker.
Kristen is too. I didn't mention it because I wanted to say it now when I picked cheesecake. She made me a homemade chocolate raspberry cheesecake with Oreo crust, and it was fucking phenomenal.
Sounds good.
I'm actually, as soon as I'm done here, there's another piece waiting for me. So looking forward to that.
He used to get on the treadmill after the pod. Now he's gonna go eat a piece of cheesecake.
Well, I'm married now, Doug.
Oh wait, Mike, was this like a Christmas episode? Did you have like 4 pieces that night, or?
Yeah.
No, I had one Saturday, one Sunday, and I'll have one again today. Then I'll be done. The cheesecake will be gone.
So, Tom, I wasn't gonna pick cheesecake. It's not that high on my list. Were you gonna go there? No.
See, I wasn't gonna get it because of personal preference. I was gonna get that one if nobody had, because a lot of people love cheesecake. I mean, there's a whole factory dedicated to it, right? Yeah. So, like, I knew as far as vote getting one, that one's gonna do pretty well. That's gonna do pretty well.
How is the Cheesecake Factory cheesecake, Mike? You being
delicious.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is delicious. Yeah.
All right. They lived up to their name then. Okay, Tom. What's your second pick?
See,
where are you going?
When I'm doing this research and I'm listening to you all talk, I instantly feel bad for my wife because I limit her ability to get stuff because I'm like, I don't want that. Why would we get that? If I go to a restaurant and it's got tiramisu on the dessert, I'm like, let's just go to Dairy Queen or something closer and get something that we all like. You're talking about cheesecakes and cannolis, and my wife's probably just drooling, like, oh, to what would really could happen. But unfortunately, not in my house. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But for me, I'm going to go with my second pick with another American classic. I can't believe it's going to bring back to me another one of those, kind of like the cheesecake that has variant flavors, kind of like cannolis where you can get variant flavors. To me, I mean, I know it's a little old school, but there's nothing quite like a good old-fashioned milkshake. I just love me a good old-fashioned milkshake. To be able to sit there, mix up some different candies with different flavors of ice cream, blend it all together. To me, it just goes down so smooth. Like when you're hot, it's a hot day and you get a freaking milkshake and it takes that 3 minutes to suck that first bit through the straw. But when it finally gets there, you're like, oh, it's so good. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the milkshake.
Now, what I'm realizing? So both of your picks I have on my list as number 21 and number 22. And you're a child because me and Kristen both gave yours 5s, but Keegan and Nolan gave them both 10s. So
right. Those are my boys. Those are my boys.
And I disagree with you, though. You think a s'mores is 5?
I disagree with him more on the milkshake, too. I love a milkshake.
See, if s'mores didn't go, s'mores was my second pick. I was going tiramisu and then s'mores on the way back. Cannoli would have been left for you.
Wow.
Oh, damn you, Tom. Where's Andy when we need him?
Hey, that's my bad.
What's your favorite flavor milkshake, Tom?
You know, I'm going just a vanilla ice cream with Oreo. Just a simple. Like my wife, she's a chocolate with strawberries. My daughter gets all that stuff. But to me, like, tried and true, baby. I'd rather try the same thing at 14 different places than try 14 different things. You feel me?
Yeah. All right. Yep. Joe, you had a big reaction there. So what's yours?
Well, I thought he was going to say plain vanilla. When he just started with vanilla, I thought so an Oreo milkshake is his favorite. It's a little bit better because mine's coffee Oreo. The coffee Oreo combination is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I know not everywhere has coffee ice cream. I know that's a big
more
Rhode Island, New England thing.
Yeah. I'm a mint
here's my hot take, though. I don't do the whipped cream and a cherry on top.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Give me more milkshake instead.
I'm okay with that.
More milkshake.
I'm okay with that take.
Bad take.
What's yours, Mike?
Just vanilla. I just want vanilla.
Fucking loser. You're just a psycho.
Yeah, I am. Thanks.
All right. I thought you were going to go here when you were talking American. When you were like, this is American staple here.
Here he goes. Yeah.
And I can't. This I had number 2 on my list. So I have to go for it. I'm going to pick apple pie. It was almost my number 1 pick.
Yeah, I think we could wrap this bracket up, guys. Doug won. Like he's got chocolate chip cookie and apple pie. I don't think we come back from this. This draft's over.
I'll take that.
I still think I get it. People are gonna vote for apple pie. Like we've had this conversation. It's not in my top 3 or 4 pies. I think there's better pies.
Have you guys ever
It's
had
a timing thing.
Yeah.
I don't want it in the summer. I only want it between the months of September through November. I don't want apple pie after that.
Yeah.
So I might have brought this up before, but I'm going to bring up my 86-year-old neighbor again. And he loves himself some apple pie. I mean, he'll have it weekly. And he does it with, have you guys ever done it with cheddar cheese?
So I've heard
it's
about
Swamp Yankee.
it.
It's a Swamp Yankee way of eating apple pie. So you cut a piece of cheddar cheese and you eat it and you put a little cheese with your bite. It's actually really good.
Well, I mean, apples and cheese go together, right?
Yeah, apple and brie,
that's
like
a thing.
Cheese.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Oh,
Tom, I would have made that face too before I tried.
Tom doesn't like cheese, but Tom doesn't like cheese is the issue here.
All right.
You guys are all psychos when it comes to food.
Puts apples and cheese together. Who decides? Oh, you know what? Would be great with this apple pie, honey. Some Kraft singles. Let's go ahead and scoop it up.
No, it's not Kraft singles. So like,
it's not Kraft. No, it's like, good cheddar cheese. It's good cheddar cheese.
An apple and brie sandwich with like a drizzle of honey is a very fancy, well-known grilled cheese. Rossi's like, oh, that sounds amazing.
I'm a child.
I've never tried that.
Brie,
I wouldn't
like
mind
a baked brie with like an apple compote or some type of fruit compote. Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had my choice, I'm doing my apple pie with whipped cream or like vanilla ice cream for sure.
Yeah.
But
of course,
but it's good. It's funny. It's what he calls it.
It works.
Swamp Yankee way of doing it.
Oh,
all right. I'm gonna go a little bit off of my list a little bit further down than I thought I would, but I don't want to leave this draft without this either. And I'm thinking a little outside the box here. I hope it plays. We'll see live here. I'm gonna go with a dessert martini.
Ooh, great play, Doug.
I'm going espresso martini, chocolate martini. I'm going dessert martini. It's the most.
I like it.
So I got the kids with the chocolate chip cookies. Now I get the adults with the dessert martini.
God, I love that you made Mike so mad. That's really why I like it.
Mike, were you going to go there this round?
Yeah, it was my next pick, and I was like, I can't wait to stun everybody. Yeah. No one's gonna see this coming.
Yeah.
I and on my voting system, I had me and Kristen obviously voted for espresso martinis. I didn't want to. I mean, I can't have my kids vote for espresso martinis. So, we're from Rhode Island. If you're not from Rhode Island, you don't know what coffee milk is. But I had them basically use coffee milk as a substitute, and it was number 3. On my board, and I was so excited. I was like, no one's gonna think of this. I'm gonna get so much shit, but I don't care. And Doug just stole my thunder.
So you know what's funny about that? You could have taken it at your cheesecake pick, and you would have gotten cheesecake in the 3rd round.
Gotta play the game.
Gotta play the game.
I did not think.
Well, no, Tom, like Tom said, he might have took it coming back just because he knew he was gonna get the votes after
the votes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So you might not have got it, but I think it's great, Doug. I did not even think about dessert like drinks. So like milkshake and dessert martini wasn't even on my mind at all. But great pick. I love it.
Thank you.
Who doesn't like that to end it?
All right, Tom, where you going?
Oh, Mike calling me a child has really made me try to reevaluate my list.
I'm like, I'm lost.
I'm like, well, I don't want to sound like a kid.
Cotton candy.
No, popsicle.
As much as I love both of those, it's a different places have different names for it. It's very similar to a pick that I've already made. McDonald's has their version, Dairy Queen has their version, but to me, just to give a McFlurry or a Blizzard or whatever your regional local ice cream hut calls it, when you just mix vanilla ice cream and candy together, not blended as much as in a milkshake, right? There's a big difference between a McFlurry and a milkshake. But to me, and I know, Joey, you're going to be like, I like cherries and cheddar cheese and strawberries and whatever your crazy mix is. But for me, there's nothing better than good old-fashioned vanilla ice cream with Oreos or Reese's peanut butter cups. My wife's a big M&M's fan in there, but I can't do it. So I'm going to go with McFlurry / Blizzard. I don't know how you want to call that, Mikey, but what's up?
I'll just, you tell me when I put this out for the voters on Instagram, what do you want a picture of? You want a Blizzard or do you want a McFlurry?
In an ideal world, we could find one on the interwebs, and I'll help, and I'll see if I can send one of just an over the top view of just ice cream mixed up with candy. Yeah, we could do that. And I'll look too, because that to me is like everything. I want people to look at that and be like, damn it, I wish my local McDonald's ice cream machine wasn't broken so I could go get one too.
That's a thing, huh? That happens a lot.
Oh, it's a legit thing, man.
It's a legit thing, yeah.
It's funny because we did a text draft, and with the bracket of ice cream, that actually went pretty far. That went further than I thought it was going to. It went pretty far in the bracket on that one. So
I think it was Elite Eight, the McFlurry, right?
Yeah. Yep. All right, Mike.
Okay.
Third round pick. Where you going?
So let me know. I don't know if this is a known thing around the country. So if it's not, just let me know and I'll leave it off. But my wife makes them, and again, they're fucking phenomenal. Oreo balls. Are those a thing?
I don't know what that is.
If you describe it, there might be a different name locally.
It's just like crushed up Oreos into a ball with maybe, I think, cream cheese inside of it, and then covered in chocolate.
So the cream cheese.
It's basically a cake pop, but with Oreos.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll just put a cake pop up there or whatever. But I'm gonna go. I mean, this is, now that I know it's not countrywide, probably it's not going to go far. But
well, cake
it's
pop
number
is.
4
I mean,
on my list.
you could say
pop.
Oreo cake pop and take all the cake pops. Like nobody can do, or you could just take cake pop. Like Starbucks sells them, bakeries sell them. It's a common thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go Oreo cake pop then. We'll make that the official pick, and we'll move on from there.
You're taking your guys, is what you're doing in this one. This is unlike
I told my kids that I would pick off of these ratings. So my only one that I skewed from was the cheesecake. But other than that, I'm going to stay true to what I told them I'm going to do.
Okay. All right.
Can't disappoint the kids.
I'm sure it's amazing, by the way. An Oreo ball sounds tasty for sure, but I never had it. Cake pops are good. All right, Joe, you got 2 picks. Finish round 3, start round 4.
I'm noticing how old I think my taste buds are with desserts. Because I'm going creme brulee, man. I fucking
that's a good one.
think creme brulee is fucking just so delicious. That nice custard, and then you get that caramelized sugar on top, so you get the 2 different textures. I mostly like a traditional creme brulee. You can mix in flavors and stuff for that cream custard. But I'm a traditionalist and a purist when it comes to creme brulee. I like the basic. But another one that just hits the spot for me.
People love it, and it's in every fancy restaurant basically. So it's like the go-to.
I was gonna say you're hitting every category. Like if you go to a nice 4-star Italian restaurant, these are you're hitting.
He's got those 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you know my type of eating, Mike. So.
Yeah, bread pudding's gonna be next, right? That's gonna.
Where you going now, Joe?
Fuck. I think I'm gonna play the game a little bit because I think the next one I want to pick is gonna come back to me. So I'm going to go with something different that I think one of you guys might take. This one is one I think the voters are going to do. It's not something I like to get for just myself, but I love when somebody else gets it and I can have a little bite or a piece of it. But give me a chocolate lava cake.
So
chocolate
good.
Lava cake. It's always coming with the ice cream, so you get the cold and hot.
Yeah.
But that gooey. I like when places have you have that outside texture, and then you got that gooey inside. Just hits the spot.
Oh, that's a good one. My mouth is literally watering. It's been fine this entire time, but now
you are having a really good draft right now.
Tiramisu,
cannoli, creme brulee, and chocolate lava cake. That's
a tasty dessert draft.
That's a menu right there. Yeah, you're putting together quite the dessert menu. So hey, hats off to you.
This was a draft, Rossi. I knew with my foodie lifestyle, I knew I wasn't going to have to prepare very hard for this one. I got a lot of experience with this one.
All right, Mike, where are you going?
All right, I'm going with number 8 on my big board here, and actually two spots higher than the apple pie is the apple crisp.
Oh wow!
For the ratings, I gave apple pie and apple crisp the same. So did Keegan. So did Nolan. My wife gave apple pie a 9, and then gave apple crisp a 10. So she was the 1 point separated to get apple crisp a little bit higher than an apple pie.
Is that the highest one on your board right now?
Second.
She gets it. This is why I like her so much better than I like you, because she gets it. She knows how things work. Getting that crunchy, like crisp, like crumble texture on the top. Like sometimes if you don't brown the pie top enough, it's not that crunchy piece. And then you just get that crunch at the end, but it's too like powdery and floury. So like the crisp gives you that nice texture difference.
Also, pretty low bar that you like her more than Mike, right?
Oh yeah, Mike doesn't set the bar high.
Yeah. There, you could name a person. Go ahead.
Yeah. He's like, this is why I like them more than Mike, because they're alive and they breathe. All right, Tom, where are you going with your 4th pick?
And there is no doubt that there is a difference between apple pie and apple crisp. I think that apple crisp is the elite product because the apple pie takes years to master. You can kind of fumble your way into a good apple crisp, but you can't fumble your way into a good apple pie. So that was a good universal winner.
You got to cook the apples first. That way they're not crispy coming out of the oven. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't have a crispy apple. It's got to be the crust.
It ruins it. That ruins it. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I will be honest, as an adult, there are way less pies in windows cooling than I assumed would happen based upon cartoons growing up. I don't see that ever.
False advertising.
Smoke has never found its way into my nose, you know?
Right. It's crazy. Just guided me into the apple pie. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take my pick once again. I'm like, not going to dog myself, but I'm a simple man, right? I know what I want. If you have it, we'll try it. Another one that I have is going to be one that I hope a lot of people tend to lean towards because it is so delicious. And it's very hard to mess up. Like if I'm spending, as prices get harder and harder for ice cream and larger, like if I'm spending $9 for a hot fudge sundae, it's really hard to mess that up, right? So I do love me a hot fudge sundae. That I don't like my nuts in my brownies, but when you put some in a hot fudge sundae, they are a better product.
I'll put them in there for you, Tom. I'll put them right in there for you, bud.
I think nuts belong in sundaes, not in brownies. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Only on Sundays. Got it. Tom, you are cornering this ice cream market. Milkshake, Blizzard, hot fudge sundae. Like you are a simple man, and you're really I'm a simple man right now.
Yeah, that's it, baby. That's it.
Because you can just scoop it. It's in the container. You just scoop it out. It's easy.
Still get enjoyment. My taste buds love it.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm not a huge fudge sundae guy in general, but I know people love it, so it's that'll do really well. Yeah,
love sundaes.
I'm surprised Joe didn't pick it yet. All right,
because I like these. I'm a Doug, like Rossi, when we talked about last round. I'm a go out to eat type of dessert person. I'm not a big dessert person at home.
Joe's too fancy. Fancy boy.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm bougie. A little bougie when it comes to food.
A little bougie with your food for sure. You're a food critic. All right, I'm gonna go. So I'm. This is not bougie at all. This is a pick that I'm not a huge fan of it, but kids are for sure. I'm gonna go donuts. Simple. Going donuts. Take it off the board.
Okay, now there's my question.
Yeah.
I don't think of donuts as a dessert. I think of that as a morning treat. I think that I don't think of that in the afternoon. I don't think of, hey, honey, let's go after a long walk to the beach.
I don't as an adult. I definitely don't as an adult. My kids will have donuts after their meals all the time.
Yeah, but it's still it's not an after dinner dessert. Doesn't mean it's not a dessert. It's a breakfast dessert.
Right.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
all right. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's the one breakfast item that I think lives in this category. Also, too, in Martha's Vineyard, there's a place, Backdoor Donuts. At night, they sell them out of the back, fresh, and it's fucking unbelievable. Especially like that. There's a line from 10 o'clock to like 1 in the morning. There's a line with cops, and it's fucking 50 to 100 people deep. It's crazy.
Yeah, a good homemade donut
like
is.
It is a good taste. Like you're right to hit that. I wasn't trying to be controversial. I just wanted some clarification on,
No, we actually we were talking about it.
Dessert.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit before. A couple other things came up. That one didn't come up.
Donut cake too is another. It's a big hit. It's
a big hit
bigger and
now.
bigger. A nice donut cake.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go with another one of my favorite pies here, and I don't need to over-explain this thing. I'm just going pumpkin pie. Going pumpkin pie here.
That's fucking awful.
It's a holiday tradition. Pumpkin pie.
We had this conversation when we did the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, we did.
Pumpkin
Joe doesn't
pie
like
is
it.
shit.
Joe, you're not like a big pie guy though, then, right? You're not a big pie guy.
Wrong. There's
you just
pies.
don't like apple and pumpkin.
So I like apple pie. I only will eat apple pie in September to November out here when apples are in season, and it's fucking unbelievable. But it's not my first go-to pie. I have 2 pies that may come up later on that are my home run pies. I'm not sure if they're going to make it in my draft, but they're my home runs when it comes to pie.
Okay.
Pumpkin doesn't do it for me. The molasses and the spice taste you get with molasses. I like it more mellowed out in like a pumpkin cheesecake. I'll fuck up. I will fuck up a pumpkin cheesecake like no tomorrow, but not pumpkin pie. It's too much.
All right. Joe's made his thoughts very clear for all of us. Tom, where are you going?
Listen, I might have to agree with Joey though, real quick on that. I'm not a big pumpkin pie fan. I know there's a craze, and I know like the whole pumpkin spice, like around Halloween time, is a reality. But I am not on that train. I'm with Joey. But I'm also stingy and simple, like we've learned through my extremely basic. And don't worry, it's still going to be basic on my next pick. Okay. Now we've talked about all the great things. But old school mentality, it's not as popular now as it was before. But you can't go really wrong with the banana split. A lot of people just love that banana split. It's not something I'm gonna
I think you sniped him. I think you just sniped
It's not something I'm
Are we
get,
double? But do we want to do that? I mean, I just consider that a Sunday.
I did
think
as
that's
well.
All in the same boat.
But whatever. I don't care as much.
Hey, I've got other ones if you want to
banana
say
boats.
If you want to give me the
care.
thumbs down on that.
I just think we're doubling up on the Sunday. There's not a big difference between the two.
Yeah, I get it. But
I think you already had the superior of the two before this pick anyhow.
Well, no, we'll leave it at Tom. If you want a hot fart Sunday and a banana split, then go right ahead.
I'm okay with it.
Personally, I think they're two different,
Well, I also thought we were trying to limit the ice cream train, like we talked about before the episode.
Well,
that's
I wasn't about
here. So if you guys talked about it before, then I'll go ahead and because I've got other ones.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the banana split.
You keep your banana split.
Obviously, you're an ice cream guy. I mean,
yeah,
4 out of your 5 picks, ice cream. So I don't hate it. All right, Michael.
Sorry, Tom. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Y'all
had that meeting before.
Good, I didn't want you to go off on it.
No, you're good. Like I am coming into it late, so if that's something you talked about before,
it's more about the flavors of the ice cream.
I'm cool. I'm cool if you would go with sticking with it.
I'm actually curious now to see which one does better. To be honest with you, now I want to see which of these two does better. All right, Mike, go ahead.
So Joe started talking about how he has 2 pies that he really loves. And then he went on to say they might make it into my draft. And I think that was a little bit of him trying to backtrack and like, oh shit, now
That's
Mike's going to pick a pie because he knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and get my pie. I have no idea what pies Joe has on his list. But when we did talk about pies way back when we talked about them in a different episode, key lime pie was my go-to pie.
Okay, yeah. I remember you saying that.
And I actually, when we went to Key West for one of our buddies' weddings, and I was more excited, sorry Jay if you listen to this podcast, to try a Key West key lime pie than I was to go to the wedding. So that's how much I like key lime pie, guys.
So this is how much I don't know anything about key lime pie or like key lime pie. That's where it originated from? That's what that's all about? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's from the Florida Keys. That's why it's key lime.
Gotcha. Did not know that. All right.
Was that one of your two pies, Joe?
Key lime was actually third, but it's in my top 5 of pies. Yes.
All right, Joe. Well, you have 2 picks right now. Maybe you should get a pie in there.
So I don't think we're gonna, Doug. I don't think we're going to.
People are coming for him now.
It's fine. The pies can go. I got other things. Again, I am a whipped Erie fanatic, and to me, there's nothing that competes with a chocolate mousse when you want that type of texture. Yeah. It's not going to be a big vote getter, but again, this is my list. This is what I go with, and hey, man, the chips fall where they fall. But I love a very good chocolate mousse that's got that richness and just does it for me.
All right, 2 things. One, I think you're underestimating chocolate mousse when you say it's not going to go far. I think that's a great. What are we? 5th round?
It's 5th round.
I think that's a great 5th round pick. Again, fancy restaurant.
He
has that on their menu.
I mean, Joe's all over that right now.
Yeah, he's all over that. And 2, how do you spell moose? Is it spelt like moose?
I think it's M-O-U-S-E. Am I wrong?
That's what I thought too, right? M-O-U-S-E.
Think so. I'm not a good grammatical person, so
that's what I have
just see it on the menu and I order it.
All right.
If there's no term.
I also, I mean, both of your last 2 picks, very rich chocolatey picks. So Joe's into that for sure.
Oh, definitely, big time.
So start off the 6th round for us. Where are you going?
2 S's, Rossi. 2 S's.
2 S's. Okay.
Is it a U?
M-O-U-S-S-E.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Next pick.
M-O-U-S-E.
Shut up, Doug. Leaving my 2 pies out there. People want to take pies, they can take pies. Rossi said it earlier. Now I don't want to lose it. Sticking with the nicer restaurants. I fucking love bread pudding, man. Me and my brother are huge bread pudding guys. It's a simple, like, peasant type dessert. You know, you just take the leftover bread, you soak it in a custard, bake it. You could do all kinds of things inside. Some people do raisins. You could do a caramel topping for it. It's endless possibilities. And the bread just soaks up whatever flavors you're doing with it. And it hits, man. It hits. It's not going to be dry ever. You have to super overcook it to fuck it up and make it dry. But it just hits the spot. Love when places do like a cognac sauce or some type of like brandy sauce on top of it. Woo! It's good. Good stuff.
I'm telling you right now, if I had 4 different restaurants in front of me and said, Mike, you're going to whatever one you think has the best dessert menu, and it was Doug, Tom, Mike, Joe, I'm going to Joe's restaurant. There's not a doubt in my mind that I like Joe's restaurant better than my own, and it's not even close.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel very uninformed, right? My simplisticness, like Joey, he's just spouting it out like he made it himself, right? And I'm like, s'mores, milkshakes,
graham cracker and chocolate.
Yeah, I have not lived life to the fullest. Golly,
I knew Joe was gonna come with this heat in this one.
He's killing it.
When it comes to the fancy restaurants, the fancy desserts, I knew it was going to be this way. And the rest of ours are more like kid oriented for sure. Ours are like, these are what the kids like. I don't know. We don't go to fancy restaurants anymore.
No, Applebee's is about as fancy as we get.
Right.
Not like that.
I'm making my.
They're actually a sponsor, Tom. So.
Oh yeah.
Applebee's, yeah. I'm making my biggest kids pick here. So we just talked about how ours are very kid friendly. This one, I don't even know if it's a dessert. It's a cookie, but I would say it's a dessert. Peanut butter kisses?
Yeah,
Is that a dessert or is that just a cookie?
Oh, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
Peanut
yeah.
butter
Yeah, it's
blossom.
a different than chocolate chip. Yeah.
All right, so if peanut, everybody knows what
He,
peanut
he
butter
mean,
kisses,
what you mean
right?
is peanut butter kiss cookies, right? Did you say cookies?
Yeah, the blossoms. They
Yeah,
call
yeah.
peanut butter
Yeah.
blossoms.
Peanut
Okay.
butter
It's like a
blossoms. That's what they're
flopper.
actually called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
so good.
So
They're very
So
good.
good.
yeah, every year my aunts and my grandmother and my mom and all the females of the family, they each
Cookie
make
swap.
around the Christmas time. Yeah, they each make a cookie and then they bring the trays together and they mix them all into one big tray and give them out to everybody. So there's two cookies I look forward to when that happens. It's the peanut butter blossoms. And Joe, I know you're not a fan, but they continue to make the molasses cookies just because I like them.
I bet
Nobody
they're
else will
good.
eat them. They just
I
give
bet
me
they're
all the
tasty.
molasses cookies, but
Yeah.
they're so delicious.
See, I get all the fig squares. I'm a big fig guy, or so my family will do like the fig roll, the fig square. That always comes my way.
I just love how Mike's like, all the women have their place. They're in the kitchen slaving. Us men are out
Making
watching the
me
sports with the
cookies.
cigars.
I did not say that the men couldn't do it. We just decide not to. It just happens to be
Just
all
happens
the
to-
females are the
You
ones
could
that
have
want to
said
do
my
it.
family gets together and has a cookie
Yeah.
swap.
Yeah, they do. All the females in my family. There's
Yeah,
never been a male
no,
that's done
he
it. So
definitely dropped the
Just
good.
leave that out, right?
Just saying, you could have left it generic. Is all I
So
was saying.
could have.
I've been
Yes.
triggered,
I wouldn't.
Mike. I've been triggered.
I know. No, see, you guys are taking it the wrong way. I'm giving them credit for doing it.
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah,
that the
yeah.
men do nothing. The females
Yeah.
do that work.
No,
They're the ones that
obviously
put in
I'm
the
kidding.
effort.
Obviously I'm kidding.
I know you are. Yeah.
Oh, this got chauvinist real quick,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, didn't it?
All right, well, I'm going to
Tom.
go ahead and go back to our topic. So to me, this is one that once again, I don't partake in, but I know there are certain areas of the world that are renowned for it. And Michigan happens to be one of them because we have this place called Mackinac Island. And Mackinac Island is world renowned for their fudge. Just good old fudge. You can mix and match with different toppings. You can get it by the pound. You can get it here and there. It is extremely dangerous to dogs, though. So you got to be careful with that. But the fudge, especially Mackinac fudge, it's so good.
Big 6th-round pick, I think, right there, Tom. I
think
actually
so, too.
thought somehow it was coming back and I was going to get it as one of my last 2 picks, but the big 6th-round pick, I think.
That's solid. Solid pick there.
Not to. I actually I got back from Michigan a couple weeks ago to visit Tom, and I was telling somebody I worked with that I went to Michigan, and I said Muskegon, and he goes, "Oh, did you guys go to Mackinac Island?" And I was like, "What the hell is Mackinac Island?" He goes, "Next time you go there, have your friend take you to Mackinac Island." So now I have to go there. They have good fudge too. That's another reason to go.
It is a beautiful place. However, it's a long drive from where I'm at. It's Michigan's a pretty big state. It's not like Rhode Island and Massachusetts. You can drive it's a 9-hour drive where you got to cross a bridge too. So I would definitely be down. Definitely be down. But you would honestly be better meeting us from Canada. That's probably what I was going to be.
That's such a Rhode Island mentality, though, right there. You didn't bring me there? Come on, I was just
it's 9 hours away, bro.
All right. Let's see. Where am I going? I'm gonna knock off another one of my holiday pies here. I'm gonna go pecan pie. That's where I'm gonna go there.
That was one of the 2.
Good. I'm glad I got it from you. And we were talking about it before the show. During the holidays last year, I made this dark chocolate pecan pie. Amazing. And it's the first time I've made a pie that's actually good. So
yeah,
I will say that. I suck at baking, but go ahead, Joe.
I love pecan pie because, as I talked about in some of the other ones, I like the airy stuff, but also if it's not like airy, I want the 2 different textures, and you get that with the pecan pie because of the crunchy pecans.
Yes, absolutely. I love a good crunch for that stuff. Now, the reason I like the dark chocolate more, though, too, is I find the pecan pie is a little sweet sometimes. The dark chocolate actually helped it out quite a bit.
Mellows it. Makes
Mellows
sense.
it out.
I
Yep.
like it.
All right. I'm gonna go with something else I think about on like a hot summer night. That's a good dessert, and that's a strawberry shortcake. Go that
I like that.
Ooh.
I'm surprised it's still there.
Wasn't on my list.
No?
No, I don't know. I didn't see it in anything I looked up. So
Okay. Maybe people don't love it. I don't know.
I love strawberry shortcake, man.
Yeah,
it's
two
great.
things.
It's
Two
a
things
nice
on
light
this.
dessert.
Two things that are on everybody's in the draft so far. Aunt Carrie's is really good. Strawberry shortcake and key lime pie. If you guys haven't had either one at Aunt Carrie's, if you're ever in Narragansett, get them.
All right. Good tip. I will.
Dude's got plugs too, man.
Right?
This is his episode.
All right, those are mine. Tom, you're up again.
Okay, those are some good picks. Let's see, like now I'm having that internal conflict again about, well, there's been a lot of pies. Am I gonna get my pie? Should I get a pie?
Pie run.
Do you still have your pie?
got,
Is the question. Is your pie
I
still
do.
out there? Oh, wow.
I do, and because it's coming up, it's a good season for it right now. Summer is a great season for the pie, but I don't know. I think I'm going to go with it. I think the pie run, I want to get it before it's gone.
This internal debate
Michigan.
he's got going on right now.
I'm sorry. This
No,
Michigan.
I love it.
I'm trying to stay loyal, right? And Michigan is world renowned for our fudge and blueberries. Actually, we make very good blueberries, and blueberry pie is going to be my pie that I'm going to vote for here. My wife is. We're just talking to my son. There's the U-pick season is here upon us. They're going to go soon.
Mike, you disagree? I feel like.
No. I'm surprised. Tom likes blueberry pie.
Why is that?
It's the tartness. I'm very picky, but it's the tartness that I can get behind.
Okay. Yeah.
Blueberries are one of those. It's weird for me, but I can get behind them. We love freezing them too, and then just having them all summer.
My oldest son is go ahead, Joe.
What he just said though, in season, blueberry pie is my number one pie. In season, there is not a better pie than a blueberry pie. I don't care what anybody fucking says. Take your apples, take pecan, take whatever. Blueberry pie in season hits the spot like nothing else.
Yeah, it's a great pie. It's a great pie, no doubt. I was gonna say my oldest son is super picky eater, and all he eats is like blueberries. So he's just something about it. But he loves the big ones though. You know, those big juicy ones. That's what he wants.
Make sure he sees this and votes, okay? Because he's gonna vote for.
He'll vote for that blueberry pie.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Michael.
All right, I think I've appeased my children enough in this episode, and I'm picking one that's a little bit further down my list because I was the only one that voted it high, but I don't care because to me, it's top 5 for my desserts. I definitely would have picked it early if this is just my draft, but carrot cake is absolutely delicious. I love it with the is it like a cream cheese?
That's a cream
frosting
cheese
in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big frosting person, which makes me not a big cake person in general. But when it has that cream cheese frosting, it's 10 times better. And just straight carrot cake, even without that, is probably my favorite cake.
Carrot cake solid.
Besides, the cheesecake is actually a cake. Then, yeah.
All right. And no, but it doesn't seem like anyone else likes it though. Like,
I love carrot cake. Carrot cake's great, man. Greg's and Cello's make phenomenal carrot cakes. Wright's has got a really good one.
Joe's just spitting out restaurants.
All the local
I'm telling you, dude, this dude is.
Hey, if anybody sees this and they visit Rhode Island, they'll know where to go.
If I go into so you
Michigan.
could ask my whole family if they want somebody to bring desserts. They're sending me or my brother because we're not getting out of the bakery spending less than $60 to $100. It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
All right, Joe, your last 2 picks here. Round 7 and you're starting 8.
Yeah, so this one, I'm doing it. I don't care. It's fucking phenomenal. I don't know if any of you have had this, but I'm going Tres Leches cake.
Oh yeah.
Don't
That's
know what
good.
that
What
is.
is that?
So it's a delicious. I can't remember the nationality of it. But it's a delicious like caramel flavoring
It's got
cake.
does it
It's
have like
made with
3 main ingredients to it though? The trace?
yeah. I don't know these. I forget. I think it's got like condensed milk is the big thing with it.
Oh, okay.
But it's delicious. It's got like that sweet caramel flavor to it. But it's real big in the nationality, and I can't fucking think of
It's
what it is
Latin
right now.
American.
Killing me. Latin American.
It's
There you go. We'll
Latin,
go that.
it's evaporated milk, condensed milk,
Evaporated milk.
and cream with either rum or Kahlua or chocolate flavoring.
Okay.
Which, Joe, I'm not gonna lie, for somebody that's lactose intolerant, evaporated milk,
It seems like a
milk,
dangerous
and
dessert for
cream,
you.
that's a very dangerous dessert.
Putting yourself through a lot
Rossi.
of torture for that.
How are you just doing? I went tiramisu, cannoli, chocolate mousse.
I know.
Now you're bringing it up.
But I wasn't reading the ingredients before. Now I am.
We all know. Yeah,
when he's done
we all
eating,
know
he
I'm
goes
lactose-
directly to the toilet.
Yeah.
We all know I'm lactose intolerant, Rossi. But remember, I ate every single day a salami, cheese, and mustard sandwich growing up. All the yoo-hoos in the world. I ate pizza all the time. I put tons of pasta cheese. I mean, I can't stop eating dairy. Dairy is a part of my life, man.
And my love for you, who's developed in the basement of Joe Genoffe's house.
Oh,
That
no, yeah.
grocery store that was down there.
It's still down there, Tom. Parents
Hell
still
yeah.
have it loaded.
All right. Last pick for you, Joe.
Last pick. What do I think? I think this could have a somewhat chance. I'm going churro. I think
Okay.
churro.
Well, I
was
it's
thinking
a, it's a nice little dessert, good texture, and you get it with the dipping caramel sauce or chocolate sauce. It's a good one.
Solid.
It is a good one, but that's one that I feel like can be messed up pretty easy. I've paid big money for a terrible churro before at like a sporting event or something,
Big
right?
money.
It's like $7 for a churro at
a sporting
hockey
event.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. So like if I'm
event,
gonna
you're
pay
not getting.
$7, so I do think fantastic pick. Like I can literally taste the cinnamon in my mouth as I'm thinking about this. But it can't get messed up too easy, and you can't get disappointed in it.
You can, but when you get that right one that's hot, delicious, and hits the spot,
Soft and crisp.
Joe, where in Rhode Island would he go for a churro?
you got to go either to a Fair Dog or there's a couple restaurants that have them.
Right.
Not a lot.
Cop out answer. Cop out answer.
Cop out for sure. Mike, your last pick.
I'm torn right here because I don't know if I make a pick for my kids that I know is going to lose, but they both gave this dessert a 10. Or do I make the one that I'm gonna try to make an upset and something that's been left out?
I was looking at these 1 seeds. It's gonna be hard for an upset at this point.
It might be.
Those are strong.
You're right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go. I'll make this pick for the children. Chocolate cream pie is the one I'm leaving out for the record. I thought that was one that could possibly make a run. And I'm going to pick this. I've never had one of these, so I don't have much to say about it, but my kids love them. A macaron.
Oh, okay.
Macaroon?
Nope, not a macaroon.
Not a macaroon.
Not a macaroon. A macaron.
The heck is a macaron?
It's 1 O instead of 2 O's. I love macaroons. But this is a macaron.
Okay.
Don't ask me what it is.
So you took out an O. What did you do with the food? What is it?
No idea.
No idea.
They just said it's a 10. I looked it up. It's a thing. Look it up if you want to know about a macaron.
No, all right.
Those are gross. Yeah, I've had those before. Those aren't good. Yeah.
They gave them a 10 each, though.
That's so funny. I don't like them. They're very soft. They're like they're very soft, like cookie.
Is that what it is?
With like a little cream base or a little cream in the middle. Yeah, I don't know. I think
it's like a not as good Oreo.
Kinda, yeah. It's all right though. Hey, if your kids like it.
Hey,
you gotta throw it out there for the boys.
Yeah. All right, Tom. What's your last pick?
All right, so I've been debating And then you kind of opened up the door for me when you brought in donuts, and then Mike made it he opened my eyes that dessert happens more than one time a day, right? It's more than in the evening after a delicious supper.
Okay.
And to me, there's nothing quite like it on Thanksgiving and on Christmas morning, waking up to some fresh baked cinnamon rolls, man. I love me some cinnamon rolls. You get those on Thanksgiving morning, you just wake up and that's what you smell. That's a good thing. And my wife, she loves to bake, like we talked about. She found a recipe on the Tickety Talk where she puts some extra like whipped cream or whipping cream in there, and it makes them extra fluffy and extra delicious. They are amazing. So I'm gonna finish off my list. There's a lot of other things I was thinking about, but to me, I gotta put cinnamon rolls on there, man. I gotta put the rolls on.
I didn't even know we vetoed it, to be honest with you. I still had it on my list. I was just thinking, maybe I just won't do it unless I have to. I was probably going to pick it like 8th round if I had to, like Tom did, but I still had other stuff. Okay, let's move on from that. I'm going to go with ice cream cake. I'm just going to finish this off with ice cream cake. I think that's a staple at a lot of definitely kids' parties. I still like a good ice cream cake myself. So
I think
I'm
I
not
can
a
have a
cake guy
chance.
myself. Yeah, I like it. I think especially because it's summertime, people would rather have a nice ice cream cake from
we
Carvel
know
or
you
something
like
like
ice
that.
cream, Tom. You don't have to
That's
tell us
right.
this.
On my birthday, I get ice cream cake, not real cake.
I'm not gonna lie. I fucking hate ice cream cake. I think it's one of the most overrated things, but I think a lot of people like it. So I think you're gonna have a chance, Doug, possibly.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe
I
if
think he
there's
could put
kids
up a
voting.
fight.
Yeah. You don't like those chocolate crumbles? Those little chocolate crumbles, man. Oh, they're so
Those are
good.
delicious.
So I think
Yeah.
ice cream cake, like I think the frosting tastes too fake. Like I don't like
I
the
think
ice
you
cream
look
that's
down on
in them.
desserts. That's what I think. I think
I
you
look
are.
down
You
on
and your
desserts.
penthouse
Yeah.
taste buds,
Yes.
sir.
Yep. That's
That's it.
That's the vibe I'm getting here.
I mean, listen, man.
Ice cream
sorry, I have
cake
a
is beneath him.
sophisticated-
Yeah,
It's so
he's
beneath
so
him.
he's a
beneath
little
me.
too
Ice
uppity
cream
here
cake-
in the
Ice
dessert.
cream cake is way
you're right.
beneath me. Way beneath me.
How dare you call cinnamon roll a dessert?
Yeah. Yeah. Man. All right, guys. I think we're gonna end it. Think we'll end it here now. Should we stop this nonsense? All right. All right. So for Joe, Mike, Tom, I'm Doug. We'll see you guys next time. Later.
Later, fellas.
Hey.